Welcome to the business of being healthy, where we are passionate about treating our health as good as we treat our wealth. Sheley Brien here, and I am obsessed with sharing real life experiences and wisdom to help save you time, heartache, and money as you continue to grow personally and professionally. Twice a week, we push aside that BS to take massive intentional action. And I promise by tuning in, you will receive the straightforward talk you've been waiting for, filled with actionable steps that will inspire you to achieve the health and wealth you desire while you are building your empire. Happy New Year! Can you believe it? 2024 is here. I am sure you are like me and probably recovering, but also incredibly excited because I'm like done with 2023. I was so done with 2023. So on to the new. That being said, I wanted to take the first really like 4 episodes here on the show because at the beginning of every single year, and you'll see this because you are going to get bombarded with all of the, I call them get rich quick schemes, but they're actually get healthy fast schemes that are coming at you. And I know that you probably have some huge, audacious, big health goals. It's what we do, the New Year's resolutions. This is why the first 2 months of the year, gym memberships go up. The gyms are crazy. And then about mid-February, really Valentine's Day, they go back to normal. So, here on the show, I really summed it all up in episode 100. We are now in the triple digits about doing things differently. And so I wanted to take these first 4 episodes, and I'm actually not doing any interviews for these first ones because I wanted to dedicate these to you because I don't want you to be like me that I've succumbed to a lot of those health gimmicks in the past. And I am going to share 4 things. There's so much more. I hope you've been listening here on the show, but there is so much more. But I wanted to dedicate them all to your health. But it's going to be a little bit different, right? Because we do things different here. And so these are going to be, just ideas and actually practices that I have learned, that I've implemented over the last decade, and just really what has separated my health and ultimately my wealth or the businesses, the successes that we've had professionally, and how closely the two are tied. But a lot of it comes down to our mindset. And so today's episode, we're kicking off this New Year's Health Blitz. Today's episode is titled Not New, But Better. So I am very excited about this one because when we look at our professional careers, and you could even just reflect on the last year, you could reflect on the last 5 years. So many of our skills are actually transferable from our business or our profession, whatever we are doing, that is transferable to our health. And so, like I shared, it's a new year. All the health gurus are out there. All the new trends will be all over social media, the get healthy quick schemes, like I like to say. And I want to bring you back to the basics. It's not about going new, it's about going better. So let me ask you to do this. And I want you to think, is to just reflect on this last year, this time, even last year. You probably set some big health goals like you did right now. And I want to tell you just real quick, there's lots of statistics out there, but weight gain typically happens over the holidays. Makes sense, right? There's parties, there's family events, there's food, there's alcohol. It's all there. Everyone's like in their winter clothes. They're like, in bulking season, let's say. And what happens is you set these big audacious goals in the new year. And because they're so big, there's not a lot of consistency, not a lot of long-term longevity with them. And so that weight gain that is over the holidays, which is typically 5 to 8 pounds, sticks on. And so each year, your starting weight is about 5 to 8 pounds above the previous year. And that is a typical normal thing that happens because, like I shared with the goals and the weight gain. And I want you to think back and just reflect on this time last year, the goals that you set. And now, listen, I'm not here to berate you or say, oh my gosh, your goals are too ridiculous or what have you. What I want you to think about is what stuck. So, from the goals that you set, what stuck? What movement goal stuck? What nutrition goals stuck? What mindset growth, right? Or personal growth, reading, podcasting, stepping into new rooms. What stuck? My guess, and again, you're not alone, statistics prove this, is about 5 to 10% of what you set off from last year is still happening at this point. Okay. So instead of, I want you to think differently. Instead of this year thinking, okay, this is the year, I am going to hit the gym 6 days a week, carbs, sugar, no more alcohol. And you're going in these big, big things. I want you to focus on what stuck and what we can improve. So it's not always about adding the new, it's what stuck. What were you able to keep with that you can now increase and make it better? And this one really hit me the other day because I was working out. And again, I've been working out. I started, holy cow, in 2012. So now it's been 12 years where I really started taking my physical health to a new level. And I remember when I first started, I was at Orange Theory, if you remember, they're still around, but it was all about like speed. So my form was pretty poor, right? The weight I was using was probably not accurate for where my strength was at that time. And it was all about speed, like go, go, go. And the competition with the heart rate monitor on the mirror, I was more focused on winning than actually getting a great workout, if that makes sense. So I hope that you've probably been in one of those classes. And if you're a competitor and a high achiever like me, I know that you start thinking about like, well, I'm going to win. I'm going to burn the most calories. My heart rate's going to get the highest. And we start focusing on those things. And I was working out just recently and I was almost chuckling by myself. Yes, I'm not one laughing in the gym, but I had my earbuds in. So we'll just say I was listening to a comedy show or something. But I was chuckling at myself because I am actually lifting less weight now than I ever have. But because my form and my mind to muscle connection is so significant, my workouts are actually at a greater depth. They're at a greater result. So I don't have to go lift the big heavy weights. I don't have to do a million reps. I don't have to do all this cardio because what I did is I just made the one thing that I actually enjoyed, which was working out. I made it better. I looked, how can I increase this skill? I also looked at timeline because this is something that when I say not new, but better, what skill can you increase that stuck from last year? How can you make it better? What timeline can you increase? And now timeline doesn't always mean more time, but it means how can you leverage the time that you have available? So if you're still working out, let's say, how can you increase your results without adding more time? So leveraging the time that you have available. Is it doing HIIT workouts? Is it learning or increasing your skill on that mind to muscle connection so that each rep actually means more than just doing it? Are you actually working out the muscle that you're meaning to work out when you are lifting weights? When it comes to nutrition, I can tell you, I have tried every diet under the sun. And if you've been around for a while, you know the word diet is not my favorite. So nutrition, all the time, I am looking, how can I, it's not new. What new diet can I do? I'm looking at, okay, based upon the timeline that I have and the goals that I have, the nutrition that I want, how can I make my nutrition even better? A lot of that comes down to planning. I don't need a new diet. I just need to make it better what I'm doing. And so these are all skills that are able to be learned and increased over time. And I want you to think about this for a second. This is why health and business are so closely tied, yet they are often kept in completely separate silos. But this is exactly what companies do. So when you look at different marketing, they are testing all the time. And they test, right? Sounds like we have these big audacious goals. We're going to try all these new things. They test different marketing plays and they see what's working. They drop the rest and they make what's working even better. So it's not always about new. It's what's working, go all in. So I wanted to take this episode to really think about that 5%, maybe that 10% that you're still doing from last year's goals. And instead of making it new and adding this new and listening to the hype that's going to be all over, just wait till the new year hits. You will be bombarded with it. And make that 5 or 10% better. And naturally, that 5 or 10% could turn into 15 or 20% of your overall effort that you're putting in. And so, if anything, this episode is to serve as like a warning for what's coming, but it's also just a reminder for you to look at what is working. What have you been able to keep? And analyze how can you make that better? I have numerous episodes within this show over the last 100 plus now that you can refer to. I talk about investing in your health versus transacting in your health. I believe that was episodes 15 and 16. Those are great to really listen to and will give you hints on how to not add new, but make better. So again, this is the first episode of the 4 that I am dedicating to the right off in the new year, because I want to set you up for success when it comes to your health. And we are going to tie this closely to how businesses are run or how large organizations are run. It is not new. You're seeing this elsewhere. We're going to bring it into your health. So make sure that you're coming by here twice a week. If you hear friends talking about the new diet, steer them towards the show. Steer them towards these 4 episodes starting at 105. And hopefully we're going to change the game of the get healthy quick schemes that are going to be starting out. All right, until next time, I can't wait for you guys to tune in.